Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We're live here on OBC Radio, YouTube channel, and OBC Radio radio station. We appreciate each and everyone that will be joining the platform this afternoon. And we ask you to like and share and subscribe. Those of you who have not yet subscribed to the channel, we would appreciate you subscribe to the channel. However, we're going to, while the viewers come in, we're going to play our intro music. We want to shout out to the artist Mark, a Jamaican artist residing in the UK, and the song title "Me Not Like Where I Gone." In other words, the artist does not like what's going on in Jamaica, and this song just fit right into what we are speaking about and exposing, continue to expose what's happening in the Jamaican politics.
Attention! This is for all my fellow Jamaicans and a message to all the politicians. I need back my Jamaica. Hey, rounds! Jamaica was a good island, but by the governments, them it get spoiled, man. Them raise up the price pan the sugar and the aisle, man. Behind closed door after the poor, them a smile, man. Them a pressurize the elders and the juvenile, man. Them not provide no job, that's why they use them get file, man. Poverty make them get angry and wild, man. And start to kill and kidnap people, child, man. Hold on the rounds, me have to pass for a while, man. Can't believe I saw Jamaica really get the guy, man. I love Jamaica, my country me not degrade, but me have to speak my mind. Oh yes, in Jamaica me no like where you gone. The governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you gone. Too much people are fear separation. In Jamaica me no like where you gone. Every day you another life gone. In Jamaica me no like where you gone. Corruption a mash up me island. Jamaica the land I love. Jamaica the land of food and water. Jamaica get the blessing from above, but you still every day people a get slaughtered. Mr. Chan just lose him son, the woman down the road just lose her daughter. Man all a molest and a kill off the toddlers them things them is full of water.
You're listening to Dr. Jermaine Gordon on OBC. You're listening to Dr. Jermaine Gordon on OBC Radio.
Country I get harder, that's why the sick get them now will no harder. But to see Jamaica come back to the way it was, me now stop pray to the Father. In Jamaica me no like where you going.
I don't know, this is Abidala speaking up OBC Radio. Second chances for the forgotten voices.
The governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you going. Too much people are fear separation. In Jamaica me no like
Hey, this
where
is
you
your girl
going.
Macadam. I represent for OBC Radio. Second chances for the forgotten voices. Tune in right now. Get the app on all apps and Play Store. Tune in. You don't know it's all. You don't know Alexa. Yeah, tune in now to OBC Radio Second Chances. Your girl Macadam on our for the radio station to the world. And
Every day you live another life gone. In Jamaica me no like where you going. Corruption a mash up the island. I'm gonna dedicate this one to all those who finding it hard to survive in Jamaica. All the homeless, leaves them on the street. All those who passed on, Ananda, O'Neill, Copper Cat. I mess a unity, strength, peace and love. One and all over the world. Jamaica. In Jamaica me no like where you going. The governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you going. Too much people are fear separation. In Jamaica me no like where you going. Every day you live another life gone. In Jamaica me no like where you going. Corruption a mash up the island. In Jamaica me no like where you going. The governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you going. Too much people are fear separation. In Jamaica, me no like where you gone. Every day you hear another life gone. In Jamaica, me no like where you gone. Corruption a mash up me island.
You're listening to Dr. Jermaine Gordon on OBC Radio.
Yes, good afternoon, listeners. We appreciate the viewers who are here this afternoon. And remember the app. You can download our app, OBC Radio, in your Play Store or your Apple App Store. Or stream us on the World Wide Web, obcradio.com. Those of you who have Alexa devices, you can ask Alexa to play OBC Radio. Follow us on all social media platform, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, here on YouTube. We'd appreciate you subscribe, like and share the videos here. Now, we're here to speak about the Ministry of Health and its Minister in charge, Dr. Christopher Tufton. And for those of you who are just joining in, of course, this is Expose that happened. We adjust our time. For those of you who have been looking for us at 4 p.m. or last week we said we'd do it at 6 p.m. We adjust our time because Ratigan, a good friend, had his program at that time, so we don't want to clash because we'd like our viewers to hear what each and every one of us is saying. Now, an article which was written, someone had sent me something in regards to what's going on in St. Catherine, Jamaica, in the community of Hartlands. And based on what we have, sources have informed us, there is an incinerator, an illegal incinerator, where it's in a farmland community of Hartlands, which is used for medical waste, and it's just not humane in the area, or let's say the community or neighborhood which they place it. And citizens, residents of Hartland community are concerned. And based on this report, I've written this article. Let me just share it with you. This article was written on November 6, 2023. OBC Radio has launched an investigation into the state of healthcare in Jamaica, with growing demands for the resignation of Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. The probe focused on the severe deficiencies in the medical care, including a lack of essential resources such as water, bed linen, and electricity in our hospital, as well as the alarming shortage of medical equipment and the exodus of doctors from the island. Additionally, a medical waste incinerator on the outskirts of the Hartland communities in St. Catherine has further raised concern about potential health risks and water contamination. Residents across Jamaica has expressed their frustration and concern regarding the deteriorating state of healthcare services. the absence of basic amenities, including critical supplies and infrastructure, has left patients and medical professionals gaping for with dire conditions. The shortage of water, bed, and bed linens, coupled with the absence of electricity, has several impacts in the quality of care provided in the hospital and the medical facility under the ministry of Dr. Christopher Tufton. Compounding these issues, the healthcare system is grappling with a significant shortage of medical equipment, further hampering the ability to deliver adequate care to patients. The departure of doctors from the island has only exacerbated the strain on an already overwhelmed healthcare system, leaving many communities without sufficient access to medical professionals. In the midst of this healthcare crisis, the Hartlands community in St. Catherine is facing an additional predicament. 2 years ago, a medical waste incinerator mysteriously appeared in the area, raising concern among residents. The incinerator, constructed from a container, emits hazardous smokes into the atmosphere, illuminating the skies on certain nights. Worries persist the toxic fumes may be sweeping into the underground water, which is used for irrigation purposes for local farmers. Anne-Marie Jenkins, interim president of the Hartlands Community Citizen Association, has voiced the community concern and demand immediate answers. We don't know if it is seeping into the underground water, and remember that people do farming here and use integration water. She emphasized and highlighted the potential risks of health and agriculture. Residents are now calling for a comprehensive investigation into the medical waste incinerator and the implementation of the measures to ensure the safety of the community. They are urging the government to intervene swiftly to address the lack of medical care, to provide clarity and the potential risk posed by this incinerator. Dr. Tufton has acknowledged the challenge faced by the healthcare system, but maintains that the government is committed to resolving these issues. However, the growing chorus of demands for his resignation reflects public dissatisfaction with the government response and perceived inaction. OBC Radio News will continue to closely monitor this developing story and advocate for transparency, accountability, and urgent action to address the healthcare crisis and the medical waste concern faced by the Hartlands community and the wider Jamaican population. You are tuning into OBC Radio, and we appreciate you, the viewers and listeners on OBC Radio Station. Now, as we said, this is an outcry, and this is with growing concern of what citizens face in Jamaica. And we have vowed here on OBC Radio to continue to be the voice for the voiceless. As our slogan says, second chances for the forgotten voices. Now, Dr. Christopher Tufton has been the health care minister, the Minister of Health, for over 3 years. And just like crime and violence in Jamaica, the healthcare system is in the worst condition in the history of Jamaica. Never before in the history of Jamaica you find where our public hospitals are without proper bed linen. Never before in the history of Jamaica where our public hospitals patients has no bed to sleep on. There is a wide outcry for medical instruments in our public hospital in Jamaica. And all our government seems to do is sit down and spray the few little dollars from the citizens that elect them to serve. And how they scrape those little dollars from citizens. Your grandmother or your mother or any relative or friend of yours, God forbid, get sick and go into the public hospital in Jamaica. Without money, they will let you suffer, if not possibility of death. And our taxpayers' dollars, the Prime Minister and the opposition leader, because they are also in support of it, gave themselves a whopping increase, 300% increase of taxpayers' money, while the hospitals and the healthcare system in Jamaica is in an inhumane condition. I want to charge Dr. Christopher Tufton to take a walk into the Kingston Public Hospital unannounced, without letting anyone knowing that you are going to attend a visit, and see what goes on in the hospital. Or is it that you don't care? Go and look in the bathrooms. How many morass and mold in the bathroom of our public hospitals, and use it as health minister? Let it make sense. And you give yourself a 300% increase in to do what? During COVID time, I remember you were campaigning and you went in a community, and I remember a group of residents cry out to you the lack and shortage of water in the community. And your response, Dr. Christopher Tufton, as the Minister of Health, your response to that resident was one, take the vaccine and you will get water. So it's adamant, vivid, that you would restrict an very important source that the human body require and need for the citizens of Jamaica to go and take the vaccine. It was that important of you. However, fast forward a few years, we all hear that the vaccine was a hoax. It's to sterilize. How many people have this major side effect? Blood clot, heart attack, it weakens the immune system. But you were Minister of Health. Now, an incinerator, an illegal incinerator, is in the community of Hartlands, in St. Catherine, Jamaica, where farmers have concerns, residents has concern. The incoming president, Mr. Jenkins, has concern. As the Minister of Health, is it that you're deaf, or all these cries of the citizens who elected you all to serve falling on deaf ears? We'll take a break and we'll come back shortly. This is OBC Radio. Second chances for the forgotten voices. You're tuning in on OBC radio station and here on YouTube.
And a message to all the politicians. I need back my Jamaica. Hey, rounds. Jamaica was a good island, but by the governments, them it get spoiled, man. Them raise up the price pan the sugar and the aisle, man. Behind closed door after the poor, them a smile, man. Them a pressurize the elders and the juvenile, man. Them not provide no job, that's why they use them get file, man. Poverty make them get angry and wild, man. And start to kill and kidnap people, child, man. Hold on the rounds, me have to pass for a while, man. Can't believe I saw Jamaica really get the kind, man. I love Jamaica, my country me not degrade, but me have to speak my mind. Oh yes, in Jamaica me no like where you gone. The governments them not perform. In Jamaica me no like where you gone. Too much people have fear separation. In Jamaica me no like where you gone. Every day you run out of life gone. In Jamaica me no like where you gone. Corruption a mash up me island.
You're listening to Dr. Jermaine Gordon on OBC Radio. You're listening to Dr. Jermaine Gordon on OBC Radio.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz live and direct representing for OBC Radio. Second chances for the forgotten voices. Scene, keep it locked. Anthony Cruz said that. I'ma leave the door open.
Blazing the airwaves.
Sing,
it's no other than OBC Radio.
We are back here on OBC Radio, and we continue to speak on the major crisis in the health system overseas by Dr. Christopher Tufton. Dr. Tufton, an article was written, and I've tagged you the very same way how Dr. Nigel was tagged in the previous article. I charge you, Dr. Christopher Tufton, to take up the phone and call us here at OBC Radio and let us have a talk. They're just questions. No need. You all campaign on transparency. And the fact that you all campaign on transparency when you were, before you all get elected to serve as the government in Jamaica. Where is the transparency that you all promised the people? It's over 3 years. Within any days or weeks right now, we expect you all should call the local government election, which we know you are scared and calling it because it should have been called prior. And now your party is asking the citizens of Jamaica to give you another chance. Darrell Vaz mentioned that it would be stupid unwise of the citizens of Jamaica to give the vote of the Jamaica Labour Party. I want to know why. You're campaigning on transparency, and there is no transparency. You have a Speaker of the House who we have never yet hear a weekly press conference of what's going on or what's taking place. You owe the citizens who elect you all to serve these information. So where are the transparency? Where is the transparency that you all campaign on? The Prime Minister had campaigned and promised the citizens of Jamaica that they will be able to sleep with their door opens. My question to you is that what you're hearing from the people of Jamaica? Are the citizens of Jamaica sleeping with their door open? Crime and violence is at its worst in the history of Jamaica. And these are facts. Now, why is it that you all deserve a 300% increase with the lack of performance you guys do for the people of Jamaica that elect you all to serve? Why is it the taxpayers' money is not going into facilitate bed linen in the public hospitals? Proper bed, more payment for the doctors and nurses and hospital auxiliary staffs who are employees of those facilities. Why is it our taxpayers' money is not going into facilitate these places? However, you take it and you put it in your pockets. Without coming to the people, every 4 years you have, based on the Constitution, every 4 years you have to come before us, the people, to elect you all to serve. So how is it after we elect you all to serve, you went into our money and give yourself a 300% increase paycheck? And it's not like you all working overtime for the good of Jamaica. You're busy offering up the SSL's saga. The Prime Minister put his wife as the House Speaker. The former House Speaker was exposed in corruption. Andrew Holness is one of the 6 that the Intelligence Committee has under investigation for enrichment from public funds. How is it the Prime Minister with a salary of $58,000 annually? For those of you who don't know what annually is yearly, how is it a $58,000 annual salary have you a mansion in Beverly Hills? It makes no sense. Your wife, Juliet Holness, has all the contract. She speaks highly about her $8 million contract that she has. How is it she has time after your former public House Speaker caught in corruption? You have put in the First Lady as House Speaker. Isn't it that the House Speaker is supposed to be impartial while sitting as representative of the House? How is it Juliet Owens, who is the wife of the corrupt Prime Minister, can be anything but partial in that sitting as the House Speaker? And you continue to step in the neck of the citizens that elect you to serve, and you got the nerves to come back asking for another 4 years while you continue to sell out the country to the Chinese government. I want to also touch, and I may get a lot of backlash from touching this topic, but we are for the people, and our voices will continue to be heard on behalf of the people. Because we didn't work hard to get OBC radio station for anyone to shut us up and tell us what to say or when to say it or how to say it. Now, I've seen the port in Jamaica is now controlled by the Chinese government. We no longer have control of the port in Jamaica. The Chinese government has been building roads, highways, while they control the toll for a period of 35 years and sweep money from the citizens of Jamaica. And they are not investing in Jamaica. All those money are going back into China without no tax. Yes? Now, you also offer the Chinese government multiple land, vast land in the country, the island of Jamaica. Now, back in the 40s, based on history, I've seen the Palestine as welcome other country, other nation into the land. And we all see what's going on right now. We don't have to go into the matter. But I say that to say this. I notice the Jamaican government is being very outspoken in regards to what's happening in Israel and the Palestine on the West Bank. I'm not hearing the citizens or the government asking for a ceasefire where thousands of kids are being murdered. But it's to join and vote for continuing a continuous war in murdering kids from both sides. What does it profit Jamaica when our hospitals are in a deplorable and inhumane conditions? Crime and violence is rampant in Jamaica. People are crying for hunger. There was an earthquake recently. Many buildings split. Many buildings got damaged. What disaster preparedment has been set in place for the residents and those who suffer from the disaster? However, we're putting our nose into what doesn't belong to us. We're going so far as looking at what's happening to Palestine and the West Bank. When you have damaged the close relationship with Venezuela, where we could get oil, the island could get oil from. In all the history of Jamaica, Venezuela and Jamaica has always have a close relationship where we could get oil cheap at a reasonable price. This government has gone against that and damaged that relationship. Now we're supposed to be looking for oil at 150 US dollars per barrel. I remember when we were getting oil from Venezuela for $50-$55 per barrel. But we are putting our nose into what does belong to us. Mr. Holness, corruption is all over your party. And you have Juliet Holness, your wife, as the Speaker of the House. The DPP, you went against the Constitution and extended her tenure so she could cover up your dirt. Your attorney, Patrick Bailey, or let's say former attorney, but very close friend and ally to the Prime Minister, you and Jonas, has been investigated for murder. A man was murdered in Patrick Bailey, who over 4 years now, and Patrick Bailey has yet to be in charge. Yes, Patrick Bailey has lost his license to practice law ever again in Jamaica, but it wasn't even in regard to the murderous act that happened in his home in Barbican Drive in Kingston, Jamaica. And this was your attorney, Dr. Nigel Clark, who is the finance minister, Horace Chang, who is the minister of security. You're all a set of corrupt, let's keep it PG-13, MF. You have done nothing but wreck Jamaica, step in the people neck. Horace Chang, your family is highly up into the gang, the Stone Crusher gang. And look what's happening in Montego Bay right now. That the entire parish of Montego Bay, St. James, is in emergency, state of emergency. And that's where you're from. You know. I also want to touch base on, we're going over into the People's National Party because we don't bias here, we don't discriminate. We hit the nail wherever the nail is laid, whether in the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party. Now I'm going into the constituency from where I'm from. Southeast St. Andrew. Andrew Swaby, up there in Nannyville. I believe you're still a councillor. A source send information to me where the mistake was the MP, but with my knowledge, it's Julian Robinson who is the MP of Southeast St. Andrew. And if I'm wrong, because I've left Jamaica quite some years now, but I try to stay informed, I would appreciate I stay to be corrected. And Andrew Swaby is the councillor of Southeast St. Andrew. Now, in all the history of Jamaica, Southeast St. Andrew has always been a PNP party supporter, whether it's the Jamaica Labour Party in power or the People's National Party in power. That's always a stronghold seat, a very sure seat for the People's National Party. Now, with that said, a young man was murdered in Vineyardtown, Magraga Gully, named Marlon Davis, affectionately known as Dolly. Now, rumors been going around that Dolly, cause let me make correction, cause I don't do rumor. We all know that Dolly wasn't a man of order where you all could control him. Dolly wasn't taking talk from politicians. Dolly was out of control. Dolly was unruly in the eyes of Andrew Swaby. Now, it is known that Andre, I believe his last name is, I don't remember, but these are people I grew up with. But is it Davis, Andre Davis? I don't remember his last name, but Andre, who everybody known as Little Swash, was paid to see to it that Marlon get murdered. And it was carried through. Little Swash got arrested and was charged. And based on information, Little Swash gave all the details on who set out the order to get lesson time. Now, Andrew Swaby, you are the councillor of Southeast St. Andrew, Councillor Magraga. How is it that Little Swash reached in Florida and able to post thanking his councillor to get him his visa to come into America? I want to ask Andrew, how is it that you get a murderer visa to come into America? or what I just realized, what I didn't ask if it is that he had crossed the border. But based on the information that was received, nothing was mentioned about crossing the border. But it just goes to show the corruption that goes on. So Andre must come to, Lucas Watts must come in America and live a nice life, enjoy, while the family and relatives and friends of Marlon Davis, affectionately known as Dolly, grieve. And we must say condolence to the family and relatives and friends of Dolly. Swaby, you are given previous warning to the relatives of Dolly that he need to call. He's getting unruly. And you all got what you wanted. Dolly got murder, and the man behind it get visa to come out of the country. A man who was arrested and charged that he can post thank his counselor. We salute you. We salute you. But these are the things that continue to go on in and around the government of Jamaica. We will continue vigorously to keep you informed and continue to speak on your behalf until justice is served and we get these members that we elect to serve held accountable for their actions. Whether it's the People's National Party or the Jamaica Labour Party. This is OBC Radio, Second Chances for the Forgotten Voices.
Jamaica, the land of wood and water. Jamaica get the blessing from above, but you still every day people a get slaughter. Mr. Chan just lose him son, the woman down the road just lose her daughter. Man all a molest and a kill off the toddlers them things them is full of water. The governments make the country a get harder. That's why the sick get them now will no harder. But to